Who gives a fuck? At least it ain't heroin or meth. So who gives a fuck, right? But so I didn't have my morning class. I would have been late for it anyway. I fucking overslept, but it's okay. I mean, it's like 7:50 right now. I don't know why he canceled our philosophy class. The professor, he said the first day, well, hey, always check your email because I'm getting old. If I feel like going to Disneyland today, I'll definitely cancel the class. Like, bro, he's like fucking 50. You know, to each his own. I was gonna say God bless you, but out of habit, like whatever. May you be blessed. You know, you made the right decisions in life and you had a good life as a professor. But the sun's out, man. The sun is fucking out today. I guess the rain has passed, man. There's fucking snow on the mountains. And I have the yoga class right now. Do I want to go? No, because now I feel like I'm just going to class just for yoga. But I'm actually going to go work on some homework before the stupid yoga class. It's not stupid. It's just I feel like 33 years old. I'm going to the university, which is full of fucking younger people to do yoga. But there's like people that are like mid to. I see a lot of people like that are not fucking super young. I actually don't even look around because I try to care too much what people think. They think like, well, what's he looking at? He's looking at the bitches, or I want to smoke a little bit right now. Fucking go through that. And I read Plato's Apology. It's part of our reading for philosophy. I want to read some of the notes I took. Kind of want to give you guys an idea of, you know, Plato. Very fucking fascinating. Not Plato. It's Plato. Plato wrote it. It's Plato's Apology, but it was actually Socrates. Socrates is the one on trial. Anyway, peace. This never works. Doesn't work at all. I can't see shit. I can't see shit. The fucking sun. The difference between leaving at 6 and leaving at 8. Big difference. Must be a Valentine donut. Fun. It's cute. I ain't going to yoga class. I'm gonna just drop out. That feeling of quitting or whatever the fuck. But dude, I smoked some weed right now. I'm like, I enjoy yoga, but I care what people are thinking too much. Like, of course, there's going to be some attractive people. There's a lot of overweight people in yoga, honestly. I think it's already starting. I'll be late anyway. I'm going to drop it. I feel like a quitter. I do. I really feel like a quitter right now. This feeling of quitting, like, because I care what people think. Like, oh, 33, doing yoga class. Fucking like, oh, people think he's creepy. Like, in general, it's like, yeah, there's perks to being there. But I don't know, if I was healthy in a less sexual society, I would definitely probably like have a wife and a family already, you know, fucking be a better man, you know? So I'm thinking about these things as well. I'm thinking like, if these are my beliefs, why the fuck am I doing yoga? Like, trust me, there's attractive women in that class. Is it the 100% reason why I want to do it? No, it's like taking another class. There's perks to it, stretching. Like I feel the motion of that, but I don't need, I can stretch on my own. See how these thoughts are just rambling? Like I went to last class, I was actually thinking like, they don't feel creepy about me. Like, I didn't make nobody, like, I was actually, like, into it and doing it, you know? And now that I smoke, I'm just digging a lot deeper. And not necessarily on the negative parts what people are thinking, but also just about, like, even society and, like, wanting to speak, wanting to do, like, interviews. But even second-guessing myself at that. Or just being too weak of a man to feel like, that whole, like, self-control and, like, I listen, you listen, and that's nothing personal. And yoga was cool. It was cool. It was, like, being around fucking, I don't know, like sunshines in the morning, you know? I don't know, it was a good vibe. I like the yoga vibe. It's pretty dope. And I'm like, is that kind of soft yoga? Like giving a fuck what people think. You know, my thoughts are just, you know, I like it. It's not bad, you know? I prefer, like, have my own space and be able to smoke and like walk my land and think my fucking thoughts that I want. We live like in a fucking small little, like, I don't know. I prefer that. I don't want this to be a negative thing. You know? But I do have like a quitting notion inside of me. I gotta go pee too, and I'm like, I had to go walk to the restroom. You know, like, I don't know, just crazy, you know? Then you hear these things on media about fucking education is even like, there's like this guy, he's like this TV personality, and it's funny they use TV, I don't know if they're using them, but your mind could use a TV personality and like take what they're saying and let it like share that information when you're with other people, just as a talking point. You know, we try to keep the conversation going as humans and be civil. This is just being civilized. Like what I'm learning in history about the River Valley people. Like there's a river right there because that's in the huge scheme of things. Like when you're looking at, like when you're walking and you see the rain gutter or something, a river is just like a huge rain gutter for the gods. Like they're, from that point of view, they see like this big ass river crack. Isn't it weird? Like isn't it weird how we see things from up here? Like we're looking down at our feet and we see like, right? And you think that would symbolize like, I don't know, that would symbolize the creator or something. But then what's huge looking at the ball that Earth is, or whatever shape it is? What's looking at us from that point of view? Like, oh, look at our feet, like these little cracks. Imagine there's like this one genius of a person who just walks around with his other genius friends and just pointing at what he created. Like, look, I created that, I created that, I created that. That's weird. I don't know, see? I like to talk, it'd be cool. I don't like to listen as much. I don't interrupt people. I look at some of my fucking videos. Like, I interrupt people and like have questions. Maybe some people don't care as much, so it's like, fuck, let me just keep that thought because maybe they do or don't care, but who's to say someone's cares are less than someone else's? But it would have been fun. I'd have self-control, but it's still what people think, and then in the grand scheme of things, they could use your story against you, or just little, well, look at he went back to school. I don't know. It's just saboteur society and this like media and blemishes. And I feel like a quitter though. But I didn't need that class, right? It's only one credit, but I don't know. Like for my body dysmorphia, I could stretch, and you know, just my competitive nature wanted to like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. This looks too much for me. Looks, and I'm gonna have a midlife crisis from here to the end of my life, probably. Getting old. It's like some people mentally, like you see celebrities, right? They get all this work done. You see just normal people in everyday life, even young people now. Like there's this woman that I was a boy and she was a girl when we started dating, but she's obviously older now and wiser. But you can tell she's, I don't know, like me, women. I don't know, women or a man who maybe is more fortunate. They probably like tattoos or whatever. And like a pity for them. Like, damn, why they get tattooed? Why are they doing that to their body? You know, just how I see this beautiful woman. Like, she's getting like work done. Work done for a woman. It's like a man getting tattoos. But it's honestly more of a huger risk. It's like if you really had that idea in your head of your imperfections, you know? I seen her as beautiful. But everybody looks at faults. All humans do, I guess. I don't know. A woman doesn't want a man to look at her faults, so I don't think. Men don't give a fuck. We won't take it all personal, but a woman might like actually like internalize that shit. I mean, as a kid, you internalize my boy or girl no matter what. Cause that's just, you're learning these feelings like, this is a feel good. You know, so I gotta go pee. I'm gonna do my history homework. I'm not as high no more. I do feel less negative. I think sometimes we feel like threatened by things, or we just want to belong, or we want people to think we're just like them. So, but then we combat that with negative, like, oh, look at that group of fucking jocks. Jocks are stupid or nerdy. Oh, look at those weird people that dress like fucking, I don't fucking know. But it's mostly just negative thoughts to just kind of like protect ourselves, you know. But we get we do get misjudged by that, that's who they are. But it's like, I don't know. That's what they call them. I don't really like behaviorist psychologists because they just go off your behavior. Like, they're not worried about what's inside your brain. Like, the way my teacher was explaining it, you could get tripped up by it. You could be like, okay, that's kind of cool. They don't want to get into my head. I don't want them to know shit in my head. But then sometimes they're just going to go off your action and not have no leniency. It's like black and white. There's no room for like that crime of passion, There's no room for that. So you don't really kind of like those people as much. Or trust them. I wouldn't say you don't like them, but you wouldn't want to trust the behavior psychologist as much. I gotta go pee. I see a young lady get out of her car right now. Very beautiful. Shout out to Deja Vu Radio and the podcast they do. Gotta keep doing it. Talk news, it's not, peace. Just share. Be heard, share, be alive. Do what you enjoy. Everybody's gonna judge, Just don't take it personal when you judge. Remember that you do judge as well. Or don't take it personal when you get judged. Because that's inside you too. Just be compassionate and empathetic. I gotta go pee. I'm kind of afraid what I just went through right now. Like being stoned and thinking negative, but making a song, but being high and stuff. But then right now I'm talking positive, right? I'm kind of scared that I have to go through that roller coaster to get here, I wake up in the morning, like I said, those thoughts, you have those combative thoughts, fuck you in the morning, fuck you. But it's all just to protect yourself, I think. Yeah. Are these pants too tight? I'm wondering what are pants right now. What are pants? What is pants? These too fucking tight. Am I supposed to be wearing pants like this? Or is this just a style? Is this just a style right now? Is it just right now it looks normal? Am I following what other people wear? Have I always dressed like this? Thinking about that. There's nobody in that class. When we look back, in 10 years, what is it gonna look like? I have no idea. But does it look cool? What are the underlying looks of it? I don't know. Imagine we lived in a world where people study the world so much, right? There's something where somebody wrote something and somebody else writes something and somebody carries on that same teaching, right? They make the middle finger seem like a bad finger. Imagine we fucking, I get nervous saying this shit, I don't know why. But, I don't know, I guess I just get lost at my genius. But imagine we just did something so much, right? We always use our middle finger, because at work when I have customer service, human interaction, a lot of times the middle finger is used when they want to point at something. But then my negative mind takes it as a negative connotation, flipping me off, because I'm pissed off. I have to help these people for a living, I have to help them find things, and I'm arrogant, and I'm fucking think I'm smarter than everybody. So then I'm you can't, but it's not only just that, it's also don't get close to me. I gotta hide how I feel. I gotta hide my emotions, or fuck, So then, long story short, this whole idea was the middle finger. And so they made the finger that's most commonly used when you have human interaction is the middle finger, right? And so they're let's make that finger bad, because we know when people always talk to each other and use directions to help build and grow, they use their middle finger mostly. So let's make that shit a bad finger. So that way every time they use it when they're trying to communicate and interact, it's going to be connotated as a negative. Is that an evolution to negativity, or is that a nurture thing? Dude, where's my car? It's over there. Like, dude, where's my car? I'm like, dude, where's my car? Fucking crazy scientist stole my shit. Crazy person. I don't know. They're just my negative mind. Who gives a fuck? It just so happens to be the middle one that feels the best when you stick it out. Like, the middle finger, when you stick it out, just feels the best. We're all mad here. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny on, man. Whatever keeps you going, man. Whatever keeps you going. So this is chapter 2 in pre-civilization. It's gonna be a long vlog. So the rise and development of river valley civilizations. So it's saying the agriculture, there were two sides, okay, right? So agriculture and civilization were not like happening at the same time. That is, they did not arise together. So agriculture came before people became civilized. Agriculture was before civilization. So the primary preconditions for civilization, the necessary preliminary material preconditions. So one was, so large and permanent food reserves, so like beans and wheat. So I look, non-perishables, semi, have a longer shelf life. Second are metals. Instead of using like stone or wood, they started using like bronze and copper. Pottery, the invention of pottery enhanced the shelf life of like beans and like the invention of like pots and pans and shit. Metals, and then third is actually the wheel. This was fascinating to me, the wheel. So the wheel is said to believe the Mesopotamians borrowed the idea, supposedly. So the discovery of the uses for the wheel and more conscious and systematic development, production, and use appears to have occurred in Mesopotamia around 3,500 years ago, or before the Common Era. Though it is believed Mesopotamians borrowed the idea from Central Asians to north of them. So they borrowed the idea from Central Asia, the middle of Asia. At least in Mesopotamia, the wheel was not initially used for transportation purposes. It appears to have been first used by potters in their craft. Only later, about 300 years later, Mesopotamians applied the use of the wheel for chariots. But later on, the Greeks invented the wheelbarrow. Various uses for production and construction, various subsequent applications of the wheels stimulate the production of bronze and other metal alloys. Various subsequent applications, so they got excited about just making more shit to use. Like, what else are we gonna do? That's where I left off. So civilizations are stated societies. So they have states, right? People in charge. Individual personality is subordinated to the overall apparatus and its leadership. So let's put, is run and managed by and revolves around a formalized state. These are the qualifications for something to be considered a civilization. To be a society that's civil, could live amongst each other. Established large cities. People living permanently in one place in densities high enough to require the routine importation of food and other necessities of life from different areas through trade, blah, blah. Civilizations, writing systems, they had a written language. They wrote down for history, for things to keep records. And number 4, civilization has more elaborate trade. Trade in all of itself is not unique. People have been trading and bartering and exchanging forever, they say. This is a trip. Like when we see somebody with like gold on, or like, it's, yeah, he shows he has money to be able to buy that stuff, but the person selling him the gold is actually working and needs to, like, it's a resource, that's a business, it's a trade, it's an exchange. So that person made a decision. He wants that. I mean, he could afford it. He wants that. It feels important to him, he or she. And then they buy that. But that person, that's their job. They're if you just, it's simple. It's not as braggadocious as it seems. It's actually like more of like a, this person needs to pay their bills, you know. Their profit and their ROI you know, they're spending money, their capital, that's money. That's spending money, you know, but it's a, fuck, I don't know. It's all different.